We're live.
Good morning, good evening, or afternoon, and welcome to another scene for Mage. Magic Reborn, is it? Magic Resurgence. We will start with Nausicaa Theodora Alexios, recently of the Order of Hermes, however now technically between jobs. She has, she's basically, things have been pretty crazy, and she's had a moment, at least a small moment to kind of like sit down and take assess of a situation. She's beginning to move things into the new Chantry, and she gets a text message, and as a name pops up on the screen, her heart jumps a little bit, as it is Ava. And it says, I need your help, I'm in the warehouse. Now, Nausicaa immediately thinks two things. She has been Ava has been missing in action for about a week, and she has been unsure of exactly what's been going on. She really doesn't know. And she has part of her. She never really wanted to kind of like vocalize it, but part of her thought that Ava may be kind of like dead. So she's obviously happy there's a chance that she's not. However, Ava has been acting strangely. Nausicaa, it's not that she doesn't trust Ava. She does trust Ava, but she doesn't trust whatever Ava's doing. She's not sure if she's being influenced or manipulated, or if something's. She's just not sure. So she is going to approach this with caution. She's not going to remotely view because she knows that. She knows that some of their enemies have been able to sense that. So she is actually going to go opposite to the place where Ava wants to be, and she at least an hour like observing the place. Does she get any more text messages?
Um. Yeah, she'll probably um, because she didn't send a reply. How quick is Nausicaa usually in like sending a reply?
She's normally pretty prompt.
Okay. Then probably after like half an hour, you'll get like a follow-up text message that says, Nausicaa, did you get the message? Are you mad at me? I'm really sorry. If you're mad at me, I really need your help. Um, you can be mad at me, please, but please don't don't but please help me. Yeah, something like that. And if you want to, you can make uh yeah, a perception alertness, I guess.
Perception alertness.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you're watching the place for like an hour, I think this makes sense for you.
Oh yeah, it's true. I think I have 3 successes.
Yeah. You hear yapping of a little dog. Um, the little dog that sounds like it's locked up.
Okay. Nausicaa knows that Paris was kind of like looked after by some of the others and herself, so she's not really sure what that is.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know they took the dog. I just heard. Sorry, no, you won't hear the yapping. Nope, sorry, my
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, because Paris was left behind. Norsca actually found her, and then Grace took her. Took him.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Does she see anything else?
No.
Then she is going to step out of the alleyway that she was kind of observing it from. It has her wand up her sleeve, and she's going to walk towards the place, and she's going to try and look for like a back door.
I mean, yeah, it's an old warehouse, so I'm pretty sure it has a door.
And she is going to look inside. She's going to be doing all stealthily stuff, but if there's no point rolling it, then I won't bother. But if there is an ambush,
I mean,
I will
if you
roll.
want to roll, there's no point in it necessarily, so
Then I
you can
won't. It's fine.
just yeah.
Yeah, she's being stealthy for no reason. Yeah, so she will try sneak in the back. And what does she see when she kind of comes into the main area?
Um, just quickly because I find I have a lot of stuff. Like you guys actually went here. I didn't know that. Okay. So what you're seeing is that there's not a lot of things that have that has changed. You can start to smell like that sweet rotting scent of meat that's rotting. Um, and you see some movement in a corner, a very dark, shadowy corner. As you will hear Ava's voice from that corner. Nausicaa, is that you?
Ava, come out.
Uh, yeah. Please don't scream.
I won't. Noska has her
Okay.
wand out.
And yeah, Ava will walk out, and this is what she looks like. Like you don't see Ava, you see a shape, feminine shape of shadows and smoke. Um, there are two sort of yellow points in the head that light up, and around where her heart is, you see some like blue purplish like difference. Like instead of just the black and smoky thing, it kind of colors there, and yeah, that's walking up to you.
Noska's going to point a wand at it. Stay where you are.
Hey, sorry,
What happened?
it's me.
Where have you been? Why do you look like that?
uh, I fucked up. Oh, okay, yeah, she's sort of slithering, not walking, sorry. But yeah, she for as much as she can't really see her facial expressions, she sounds sort of miserable. I tried to do some magic and it got worse, and then I tried to solve it and it got worse, and then I tried to solve that and I wasn't here anymore, and I was somewhere else. It's some sort of strange place, and now I'm back. But this is what happened.
Were you in some kind of paradox realm?
I, I guess it was sort of a city, but a jungle made of concrete, and there were like um, there were animals, and there were trucks, and they were sort of fighting each other. I had to escape that place, and I did. And then I tried and get back here, and it worked, but I got out like this. I tried texting you, and I literally go through stuff, and I can do it, but look, my phone is over there. She kind of points at a random place where her phone is lying on the ground. I can catch it. I can take it. You can check it if you want to. You can see I used it to text you.
Nausicaa is going to go over and look at the phone.
Yeah. It is. You will recognize it as Ava's phone. The last sent text is from this phone to Nausicaa's phone. The phone itself has probably been off. I don't know, because I doubt any kind of phone has like a week of battery. So looks like it hasn't received anything last week. Like everything before the text message is like a week ago.
Some of the rest of us have been experiencing difficulty with paradox backlashes and paradox ROMs recently. You're not alone in this. What were you attempting to do, Ava?
Um, Jesus. I I don't even know anymore out of character. God damn it. Right. I was. Thanks, Carl. Like I literally forgot what I was doing out of character. Fuck. Uh, so I'm gonna stay silent for a moment. As she's trying to sort of come to like realize that what she was actually doing a week ago. Her chest will light up a little bit, reddish. Was trying to find a spirit. Was trying to summon a spirit, and it failed.
And you got taken away?
I guess I don't know. Um all I know is that I woke up. I woke up in some sort of a sewer thing, and when I opened like a manhole, I sort of the first thing I saw was a cheetah trying to devour a car of sorts. It was very strange. Didn't really realize where I was at first. I'd been out.
That is strange.
Why? You said someone else also went to a paradox realm. Is this like something bad? You
Both
think
me and
someone's
Grace.
doing this on purpose?
I don't know. It may be that we are being targeted. We have been targeted recently. Ava, you need to explain to me now what is going on with you. What has been happening?
Like I said, I fucked up my magic.
I mean, before that, I know that your account of what happened to Lee was not correct.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I P&E that?
Yes, of course. Don't worry, I was almost ready to roll subterfuge. Oh, that was one lousy roll.
And
Yeah,
mine's
she's
okay.
lying.
Nausicaa squints at her, and she you can see she grips her wand a bit more tightly. Other, we've both been expelled from the order. Somebody is helping the Yams Vikings against us. The chantry
Wait,
has been
what?
destroyed. Everything is falling apart. You need to tell me what's going on with you right now.
Okay, first, like you said, the Jan Vikings have someone working for them.
Somebody is helping them.
How?
They're
What are
providing
they
them
doing?
resources,
One of
money.
us?
I don't know. We don't know anything. All I do know is there's something linking you, Adriana, the Alms Vikings, Luca, whoever's helping them, and we need to know if we're ever going to be able to rejoin the order, if we're ever going to be able to reestablish ourselves and fight back effectively against the people who are trying to kill us. You need to tell me what's happening.
I don't know exactly what's happening either. Like, what are you saying? You think I did that? That I'm helping them?
I don't know, I said. Why did you lie about what happened to Lee?
I didn't lie about what happened to Lee. I told you I found him in a river. I dragged him out.
And that goes against Nausicaa's feelings about what she said before, right?
What do you mean?
Before, when Nausicaa said she knows that her account of Lee wasn't accurate and she was lying.
Mm. I mean, it's true what she's saying. She did not. She did drag Lee out of the water. If you want to P&E that.
No, it's fine.
Oh,
I don't hand hold myself. I was just confirming from before.
okay.
I know what happened to Lee was not what you said. I did
It
my own
wasn't?
investigation. I looked. No. The Arms Vikings took him. He was given some kind of sedative.
Wow.
He was bound in one of their ropes that they use. Why did you lie about that? Or did you not lie? And if you didn't lie, then why did you say it?
Look, all I know is that yes, I dragged him out of the river. I did a search spell on a couple of individuals, amongst which Lee. Yeah, I tried searching for Lee. I tried searching for Didi. I found Lee's body in the river. I dragged him out. I brought him here.
And then you gave a false account of what happened to him.
I mean, Grace saw the same thing. Why
You
are you blaming
showed
this on me?
you showed Grace that.
I did not know what was happening before, like, she and I saw the same thing. And
Nausicaa's actually
I
going
have three dice there on subterfuge. You may roll this because, yeah.
while you're doing this, Nausicaa is going to do she's going to use entropy 1 to detect essentially, because now she has more information about kind of the story, and she's
Mm-hmm.
going to do it to detect it's the detect lies thing, but it's more detecting like failures in logic and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually failed that though, so I will just do a normal P&E with no bonuses.
Okay.
I have one success, so I think you
I
successfully.
had 3. Yeah.
It's also good to detect no kind of immediate untruth. But I think in the larger scheme of things, she's not going to start completely trusting Ava.
I mean, that's fine.
I don't trust you, Ava. You've been not only acting strangely in your behavior, you have been you've disappeared. You've been encouraging us to do things that are very out of character for you. I want to know what's going on.
I've disappeared, yes. But that's not my fault.
You
Unless you're
encouraged
blaming
me.
me.
You encouraged me to kill the Union representative that came to the Chantry in cold blood.
I didn't like it. I don't know. Like, they did so many bad things. And even if he says that that was something like renegades for them, it's I don't know. It didn't feel right to say it, but I mean, I was thinking if one life would save 1,000, would we, not take that life?
I disagree. I think you know that killing him would have actually caused more chaos and caused the Union to actually have a reason to act against us when they were coming to us to essentially enact a ceasefire. But either way, even if it was the correct logical choice, I don't think Ava would have done that before. I want to know what's going on with you. I want to know from the beginning. If you don't tell me, then I can't trust you. And if I can't trust you, then you're on your own.
I've just, yeah, I've learned things. I'm trying to pick up new things, like I said before. And yes, it's more complicated than that. And I'm not even sure if you would believe the truth if I would told you, but I've met
So you
someone.
have not told me the truth.
I've not told you the full truth.
Well, now is your opportunity.
I am trying, but you're interrupting.
She's going to scowl at her.
So, I met someone a while ago in the Umbra. And they sort of showed me that the world as I've come to know it is just wrong. That my vision of the world is wrong. There is
Who is this
no
someone?
just a person.
Tell me their name, Ava. You said you were going to be truthful.
It was a spirit, okay?
Does that ring true?
Yeah.
What kind of spirit?
I don't know really, but they helped me out. Look, this is what happens. This is what truly happens. Okay?
I am going to attempt the uh, thing again.
Mhm.
I can't roll dice. I have 3 successes. I know we have an ST watching. You can message me on Facebook. Can I just use this as magic enhancing ability? So, like, my any detection of lies is at -3 difficulty. I think yep. Okay, that's cool. So Nausicaa is going to listen to you. Do you want me to roll like basically tell me when you want me to like P and E when it makes sense? Although because I'm not just going to like roll every single statement you do.
Mhm. So this all started like some time ago, right? As the shadow kind of moves in a way that seems like they're sort of chilling on the floor. It's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
lowering themselves down.
Nausicaa
Um,
remains like on guard.
this was after we had the entire thing happening with Violet. I felt really bad. I had been very mean to like Adriana, and I really felt like I should have, you know, I okay, promise me you don't tell this to anyone because I feel sort of ashamed about it and I never really did tell, but it's yeah. So
I'm not making
I
any promises.
look, just please. Okay, then don't. Whatever. I thought she was there to sort of replace Boris, and I miss Boris. I still miss him so much. But I didn't want anyone to show that, because he's not my tradition, and I obviously Grace cared more about him than I did, so I didn't really want to have anyone really, you know, see me missing him so much. But she was helping, and he helped me so much with everything, and I fucked up so much, and she'd helped us out. She had helped me out, so I wanted to do something good for her, and I apologized to her, and then there was the thing with you know the message that she left, and I was really angry, but still, I felt like I would do at least what I promised I would do, and I was helping her to catch Boris's killers. And in all honesty, I kind of wanted to do something, so I thought I would find more information if I actually, you know what? Roll peony on this first part. Like, see if you can catch any of us emotions there, especially since as a shadow, you don't really see much,
Mm-hmm.
so it's mostly in like voice.
I have 3 successes,
Okay.
unless my specialty, which is like uncanny something, would count. I have a lot of successes. Uncanny insight, maybe.
It's fine. 3 or 4 won't like. Okay, so you notice that Ava's voice does sound extremely sad when she's talking of Boris, like that manner of speaking where there's like a break in the voice from time to time.
Yep.
So I thought, because I've tried that before, why not try and invade one of their dreams? See if I can get some information out of their head, like location or a weakness or a thing, anything. So I tried, but in order to do that, I had to get very close to them. So I rented a hotel.
Who is them?
The Vikings, of course. So I rented a hotel in the area where we know their headquarters are. And I went to sleep. And I did get in one of their heads. And he sort of like wanted to be this big hero and have like maidens fawn over him and things like that. So, I kind of tried to sort of pretend to do that. I felt very awkward, but I did that, and he, was nice and friendly and was talking to me and things like that. So I thought I was doing okay. And yeah, then when I got out of the dream, I woke up with someone knocking on the door. And I realized that I was probably stupid. And yeah, I was stupid. Because I think you can already guess who or what was behind that door. No?
Also, just gives her a look. Continue with the story.
Oh, jeez, you're not fun. So behind the door were three of those Viking people. Yeah. I burst into my room and they were yapping about how they wouldn't want to hurt a woman or something. Of course, I tried to flee, but there were three of them. I tried to fight them. I tried to flee from them. They caught me, and I was wrapped in some kind of rope that was just getting tighter and tighter around me. It really hurt it. I felt so bad. I felt so stupid. I felt like I was the most useless mage of all of us. I was the stupidest person ever. Being captured again. Having to be rescued again. I was so afraid. And they started questioning me, started talking to me, started trying to get information out of me. And all I could think of was that I did not want to betray you. I tried locking away my mind the way I did with the technocrats. But it didn't work. And I couldn't attack their minds. There was just too many of them. That would never work. So the only thing I could think of, the only thing I tried was to step into the Umbra. Sort of step. It was more like rolling because, yeah, I was. And I did. I got into the Umbra before they got any kind of crucial information out of me. But I was done. I was just ready to just stop and give up right there and then. There was no point anymore. I was bound. I was in the Umbra. No, none of you guys knew where I was. There was nothing I could do. And I was done. I just didn't want to be there anymore. I didn't want to be anywhere anymore. It was like, yeah. So I figured at some point either the spirit that was angry at me would find me, or any other, like maybe a spider would find me and web me, and that would just be it. But then, well, I mean, I was lying there and just waiting, and the spirit did find me, but it wasn't a bad spirit. They like freed me. They helped me out, and in return, because that's how spirits work, right? They wanted me to try a different way, to try and find a different way of using magic, and I did that. It was more like, in a way that I guess that Cat's doing her magic, honoring the spirits and that all. And I found that it's actually better than what I did before. It makes sense. It's not us that change things. It's thanks to the spirits that things are changed, that things are better. The world is different. And we work our wonders through them. And the spirit just taught me some things and asked me if I wanted to, honor them. And she just showed me that this world, if you don't, if you're not willing to do more, if you're not willing to create, if you're not willing to sometimes hurt something small, and you won't achieve the greater good, the greater goal. And that's what I learned, and I agree. And I've become better and stronger for it. I'm ready to fight now, Nausicaa. Like I've never been ready to fight before. I've seen the light in a way that's, yeah, it's just different. It's just better. And it's new, right? Like, yeah, I'm not used to fighting, like actually fighting. So it feels awkward and it feels weird, and of course it will be different. But I think ultimately we'll get better out of it, you know?
These spirits, what do they
Yeah.
look like? What are their names?
I don't know their name. I mean, a great spirit's name, to know their name means that you have power over it. And the spirit, it's just that power that this spirit has, I can't control. So obviously I don't know their name. You can roll peony there. I have 5 successes on my subterfuge roll.
I have 5 on my perception roll. Well, I think in this situation,
Fender?
I think I think you're the defender because I'm trying to tell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nausicaa is going to hold her.
Sounds plausible.
Nausicaa is going to keep her wand up. You've betrayed everything, Ava.
What? No.
You have.
I have not. I've done all of
Because of
this for
you.
all of you.
No.
What?
Because of you, we have been expelled from the Order of Hermes.
Because of me?
Yes.
Why? Because I wasn't there? Because I was trapped in some paradox realm?
No. Because of your actions. Because
My
you don't
actions?
think things through. You are reckless. You're so willing to take risks on yourself. You don't consider that if you get hurt, if you get damaged, if you get captured, it affects the rest of us. You're so suicidal in your attempts to make things right that you just make it worse. And now, instead of seeking help from your cabal mates, your chantry mates, you're doing a different kind of magic that was taught to you by spirits in the Umbra.
Was I supposed to just wait in the Umbra, bound and gagged, until you guys would have found me? Because I can assure you, Nausicaa, you would not have found me. I would have been dead.
And then,
Is that what you would have preferred? Because that's fine. I can do that.
and then after that, why didn't you tell us? Once you were back, you didn't have to keep going, but you did.
Look at how you're reacting to me right now.
Because you've lied.
I mean, you wouldn't even have believed me if I told you this.
Do not make this my fault.
Look, you wanted to hear the truth. And I'm giving you it, okay? Because I trust you. And you're saying it's all my fault? It's my fault that you got kicked out? Maybe it's theirs. Have you considered that? That they're high standards and that those who try to live up to it are like impossible?
They're not impossible. They have a high standard and they have protocols because things like this happen. Some entity in the Umbra, and you have decided to wholeheartedly trust it for no
No, I
good
made
reason.
it. No good reason. You think my life is not a good reason?
Do not turn this around and manipulate the words and take them
I am
cynically.
not. If I hadn't made
In a
that deal
desperate,
with it, I would have died.
you could have told us about the deal. You did not have to keep going. You did not have to change it. You're talking about sacrificing things, inflicting pain, fighting. This is not the Ava I know. You may not realize it, and you were keeping secrets from us and from me.
Yeah,
You
that's
never
what it's.
told us you
No,
were.
that's what it's all about, isn't it? Me doing something and you not knowing about it. Because the only one in our friendship who could ever have done that was you. Maybe I was trying to not necessarily live up to the order's expectations, but to yours. Trying to be your friend. And that's really hard, Nausicaa, because you're always perfect. And I am never. And every time I try to do something, I fuck up. And I have to be rescued by you. And everybody in our chantry adores you. And everybody tries to be your best friend. I just want to help you. I want to be your friend. But you're making it really hard. And I keep fucking it up because I'm not as good as you. And I want to be. Because I want to be worthy of your friendship. And
Mostly
then
it's
I
just
found a way in which I am better, in which I'm good, in which I'm strong. And you don't fully understand what that is because you don't work with spirits. And
an
then I
amateur.
betray you.
I may have an amateur understanding, but friendship is not about wanting to be better than one another and having a competition.
It's not, but it always feels like that when I'm around you.
Why?
Because you want to be the best. You want to show everybody that you're the best. And you know what, Nausicaa? You are fucking good. You are really good. But sometimes it's just I can't live up to the expectations of being your best friend, and others maybe they can. I clearly texted you for the wrong reasons. I should not have texted you. Go back to them.
What you're saying is not fair.
It's fine.
No, it is not fine.
I can't leave this
Do
place
you
right now.
remember? Do you remember when we first met, when we were in the union cells?
Yeah.
Yeah, did.
Sorry?
Do you remember what I did?
No.
I do. I hid. You and James and Caleb made an effort to escape, and I hid under the blanket and I followed you. At one point, I saw an opportunity to escape and I took it. The only reason I came back was because I was chased by some dogs. You were all already working together. Into a competition of self-pity, Ava. But you say that since knowing me, you've become jealous and you have become resentful and envious of how I act. Well, I now have a group of friends. I now have you. I have confidence in my person. That I am even remotely as good as you think I am, which I'm not, by the way, is because I have had people to help me and support, chiefly among them you. You remember when I was first in the chantry? I didn't speak to anybody. I didn't want to speak to anybody. Do you remember?
It doesn't matter. They all want to
Do
be
you
your friend.
do you remember how hard I tried to push everybody a rule and mean I was to you?
But it doesn't matter anymore, right? You have your
Answer
friends.
my question. Do you remember?
Yes. So, look.
So, listen to me. My point is that you didn't give up on me. You didn't say, there's word Nausicaa. She's strange, but she's useful. Not like Caleb.
Well, fine. Yeah. No, I didn't. So, what good did it like? Great. You got your friends, and now you're standing here waving your wand at me. You have your own friends.
My point is,
You
Ava,
don't need me anymore.
you don't mean that. And my point is, you've always been good at helping other people, but you've always been terrible at helping yourself. You love helping people. You've helped me. You've helped everybody in the Chantry. You can't walk down the street without seeing somebody you think needs help.
So the only thing I'm good at, you're trying to take away now as well. Maybe I wasn't even good at that. Maybe that
You need to
brought me
stop
where I
taking.
was.
You need to stop taking these things cynically, because I'm trying to explain to you why you are a good mage, why you are a good person, and why you are my friend.
Am I really?
The problem is when you can't do something, you don't say, "Oh, I can't do that." You get angry at yourself. You sacrifice everything to try and help other people. And that is a laudable quality most of the time. But sometimes it becomes destructive. Not everything is your problem to fix.
Well, apparently, even when I find a solution, it still doesn't matter to you. Is that because it's not yours?
Why are you being like this offensive? Everything is in ruins here, Ava, and it's not your fault. I'm not
And
saying
you
it is
just
your fault.
accused me that it was. You just said everything is my fault.
Your recklessness has aided towards us being kicked out of the Hermetics.
So you getting kicked was of course my fault because it couldn't clearly have been yours. You wouldn't have any part of it.
You are purposefully misconstruing what I'm saying. You are purposefully taking it wrong. You're being self. Your willingness to lie to your friends and your willingness to accept help from whatever creatures that you met in the Umber. In our lessons, when we were apprentices, we learned that Umbered entities are often predatory,
So you
manipulative.
would have preferred me dead. Well, I'm already a shadow, so you're almost there.
No,
Do it.
no. A desperate situation and you made a deal to get out of it.
Yeah.
But then once you were out of it, you didn't tell us about it so we could help you. You kept it a secret. So don't pretend that it was a life or death situation later on, because
It
it wasn't.
was. It was. You don't know
Then tell me why.
why it was a life and death situation. I already explained to you 5 times. I was bound with my
Not
last
that.
bit of
After that,
strength.
when you were back, why didn't you tell us? We could have helped you.
You would have just gotten mad. I'm tired of people being mad at me. You're always mad at me. Everybody is always mad at me. For the last few months, I have been fighting with Grace because she feels she's better than I am. And because Julie thinks that you're her best friend and 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 Grace thinks that she's everybody's mom and I don't need a mother.
Can you listen
And
to yourself? I want you to listen to the words you're saying. This is paranoia. Nobody thinks they're better than you. Nobody is trying to usurp any imagined social hierarchy that exists within our group.
there wouldn't even have been a social hierarchy if it hadn't been for you.
I don't know what
Don't
that
think I
means.
haven't seen that you're proud when people are doing what you tell them to do and when it works out, and it always does.
You resent me. You're right. I'm trying to offer some guidance to the newer people. And you resent that? Should I not? I don't understand. Your feelings are hurt. What you're saying is paranoid and
I'm
untrue.
saying that when I find a solution to things that will help me, and for once I will help myself, that you're still thinking that I'm fucking up and that I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I just did something right, but it's just you who can't accept that I changed something that you're used to. Like, I have seen all of you change. And all the time, it's like, oh, but we all changed and you stay the same and you should work on yourself and you should not do this way. And then when I try and do something a different way and it's actually working out for me and I'm feeling better, I'm feeling stronger, and I'm feeling like I'm actually able to help you guys instead of always being the one that needs to be rescued, that needs to be that fucks up.
Change comes in many ways.
Yes, exactly. So would you please accept my change? Accept
So,
this shadow thing. This sucks. But change is good. I agree with you on that.
no, I did not say change is good. Some changes, growth is. Some of us have tried to grow. You have also grown. But change by throwing away your core principles, that is what you're talking about. You're,
Maybe they weren't just principles. Maybe I was just scared. You ever considered that? That past Ava was just wrong?
so where do we go from here? League with some kind of umbral entities that we don't understand or know, and that although you say they have your best intentions at heart, how can the rest of us fully know this? And if they've been telling you to act differently to how you are,
Maybe they just helped me overcome some of the fears I had.
fears of what? Because right now you
Fears.
seem full of fear. Your fears and your paranoias seem to be massively heightened. You've turned my friendship into some kind of jealousy thing. Where
I mean, whoa. Wait
if
a
I speak to other
moment.
people, you talk about how people are trying to usurp my position as being their friend. You're angry that I have taken some small amount of leadership within this cabal?
No, I'm not.
Then
You
what?
can have all the bloody leadership that you want, but accept that sometimes I will choose my own paths. And that not everything needs to go through your committee. And I mean, I'm paranoid. You are waving your wand at me right now.
You currently look like a shadow.
Yeah, but you're still talking to me like I am the person that you know. So maybe I am. I mean, when you were upside down against the ceiling and bouncing off every way, I didn't point my wand at you. Yeah?
No, you're
And
right.
times I did point my wand at you, and I am sorry for that, but yes, I did. I can't take that back anymore. But the times I pointed my wand at you, you were mad at me for days. So excuse me if I'm not exactly having a pleasant conversation with you. Okay? I just got out of a shit place. I am here. I am not even myself. The only thing that is actually left of me is my phone and a rotting arm and leg. I am shadows and smoke. I don't know if you've noticed this. So I'm already a little bit stressed, and then I get to hear that everything that I'm doing sucks. And when I'm trying to explain something, and I'm trying to like tell you that I would have died there in the Umbra. Well, maybe that would have been for the best because then at least you wouldn't have to point your wand at me right now. But
There is that
then
self
I'm
pity again.
trying to explain to you things that happened to me and I'm trying to come clean to you and all I get is like, why didn't you do that before? Well, I didn't. And sure, if I get the opportunity to grow and to be better at time, magic, I will go back in time and change and will tell you everything before it even happens, just so I can please you. But it didn't. And right now, I'm trying to work with what I've got, and that's not a whole lot. I can't even leave this place if I want to, because people will probably be not really okay with me buying a carton of milk in a store looking like this.
Nausicaa's gonna take her wand and she's actually gonna like place it on a table and walk away from it. There, you're right. I shouldn't be pointing it at you. The truth is, I'm not scared of you. I'm not paranoid about you. I'm not worried about what you might do. I trust you, Ava. What I do not trust is the devil's deal that you've made.
It's not a devil's deal.
It sounds remarkably like one. They have given you more power.
No,
That
they've
is what you
given me
said.
more power.
That is what you said.
They've they've made me understand the situations better. That's what I said.
I think you had a perfectly good grasp on the situation as before.
No, I was naive. I was just silly and stupid. And it doesn't matter.
You are not silly and stupid. Everything that is bad that has happened to us, or at least a lot of it, has happened since then. Either way, I want to. My distrust of you, Ava, comes from you acting strangely. Why didn't you tell me? Because I would have laughed? I would not have laughed at you. Because I would have been angry? Well, yes, I would have been angry, understandably. But that means you didn't trust me.
Well, maybe I didn't want you to be angry.
And you thought this was more healthy? Hiding a secret until we're in this situation? Until members of the Cabal have been killed, we have been expelled from the traditions. We're trying desperately to find a new base of operations so that we're not killed by these people. A lot of our
What?
effort recently, Ava, has been put into working out what has been going on with you because you didn't hide the secret very well.
Well, maybe you shouldn't put effort in that.
Why are you being so self pitying?
I'm not being self-pitying. I'm saying that maybe you shouldn't put effort in what's going on with me, but at our actual problems.
If something's wrong with you, it is an actual problem for us. You are
No?
equally as experienced as me. You've been here just as long. You've been awakened just as long. And until last week, we were of the same rank. If you think that I'm better at things, well, I'm sorry. But it's simply not true. We have an incredibly diverse skill set. There are a lot of things that you can do that I simply can't. Now, I don't see that as Ava's better than me. I'm annoyed at this. I'm jealous. She does all these things. I don't mind that. When I see that you're better at things than me, it makes me happy. It makes me, in a tactical standpoint, happy that we have this in our cabal and that I have you by my side when we're in a city full of things that want to kill us. But it also makes me happy because you're my friend. You're my best friend. And to know that you are proficient and happy and competent at something, I assume brings you a level of joy.
Then this. You're my best friend too. And right now, I feel more confident, okay? And I know this sounds crazy, but it's true. I feel like this works better. So I'm happy about that too.
My
And I
issue is that
want, with you, I want to continue and to, to work and get along and get away from what's going on here. And I don't give a crap, even if that means that I will no longer be an medic. For me, it's important that you and me and the others, that we get through. I don't care about anything else.
for me, it does mean something being part of the order.
Then we'll fight to get you back there.
I don't see how.
I mean, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, and I'm sorry I wasn't there for you.
Neither was I. You want to talk about, as you say, and Norsika's going to swear, fuck ups? I was attempting to get there. I wrote to them when you weren't here, asking for tribunal so we could find you. Because I agree, the order has been extremely harsh in this situation. Harsh to the point of where it feels like it was a foregone conclusion. But I messaged them. In my journeys there, where I turned up 7 hours late, blind and deaf, I was in a North Korean prison camp and an underwater submarine.
mean, that's not your fault.
So how is that not my fault? But whenever you do something wrong, it is your fault. That's
No,
arrogant.
it's not my fault that I got into this paradox realm. But you're blaming me for not being able to be at the tribunal, and I couldn't help it.
I'm not blaming you for not being at the tribunal. However,
Okay,
their
you blamed me for
accusation,
being expelled.
no. Their accusation that you were reckless, I agree with. Because you are. Because you have the best intentions. You want to help. And that's good. But you think that any price that affects you is worth paying. These deals you make with spirits, they always involve, in some way, an impact or damage or some kind of restriction on yourself. They don't need to. Now, I'm not thankful for when you've done that. But like, why did you go on your own to the Arms Vikings?
I know, okay? I know I messed up there. I know I'm not thinking things through clearly, and the more I try to fix things, and I don't want other people to be damaged by my fuck ups. That's why I'm going alone, and every time it just gets about worse and worse. And I know I made mistakes there, okay? But like, look, I want you to be happy, and I'm sorry, but this is where I really need to roll subterfuge.
Brutal.
I know, and it's not. Ha! And this on Discord is like, fuck you. Do you see it?
No.
Did you? Can you test it? See if it works for you.
Yeah, one sec. Nope.
Okay, so what was the bonus that you got, like from your magic that you did?
-3 on detecting lying.
Okay. Yeah, it's not working. God damn it. So, just like, okay, what she's saying, she says, "I want you to be happy." Um, in basis, that's true. Like, she does want you to be happy. It's just that, um, you feel that it might be slightly different than before, I guess. So it's not like it's untrue. It's not that she's lying. It's just that there's more, like, there. So she's gonna give that to you.
Oscar squints when she says that. I still don't think you're telling me everything, other.
I don't know what else to tell you anymore.
Oh, it got round to you.
Sorry?
I think Discord rolled you.
Did Discord finally come through?
That looks like it.
Oh, well. I mean, I kind of gave you everything already that you would have had on a success.
Yeah.
Like, she was not lying. But yeah.
Well, these spirits you've been speaking to, can I meet them?
Yeah. Can you what?
Can I meet them?
Can you get into the Umbra?
I do not think so.
And I don't know. Like, I can try. I mean, I could try and summon its avatar. Um,
I would like to.
if okay. Do you want me to do this now?
Unless you have another reason not to.
Well, mostly an out-of-character reason that I'm not sure if our storyteller is available to jump in.
Mm.
Like, if he is, the only reason I have is that I do want to be done with the scene in 20 minutes because I need to go bed. But other than that, okay, he is available, so I'll give him the hangout. And I will, like, yeah.
There are my favorite girls.
Hi.
Hi. Anyway, since there's a, since this is a matter of a, oh weird. Okay, a second.
So, Ava's for says, yeah, I can try and summon him if that's so important to you. Downside is though, normally I just kind of, write things and draw things, and it's hard to do that without an actual body. But yeah, I can try. She will kind of float over to where there's stuff of her lying around.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry for that. I was having on the live link at the same time as I got into the game chat, so that was weird. Anyway, you can just quickly describe. Remember that grabbing around the pen, you can solidify your tendrils to do that. It's
Mhm.
just difficult. But since this is a close associate of yours, we actually can forego most of the steps of the summoning. So
Yay.
you can just do a practice roll if you want to just set something up and then roll for something.
Okay. So Ava will, float over to where some of her stuff is lying, and will grab hold. And yeah, like Nausicaa can see that it takes her like more effort to actually wrap her shadows around the objects that
Considerable
she's
effort.
trying to use. Um, and very slowly you can see her drawing with the piece of chalk that she just kind of picked up. You can see her draw a circle on the ground and starts writing a symbol in the circle, Enochian symbol, um, a symbol of chaos and silence. Like, these are the symbols that she's writing there. And she will then light up. She'll actually ask Nausicaa to light a match or like a lighter, and to put a candle there in the middle. And
Nausicaa will do so. And she is taking studious mental notes on everything.
and then she'll ask or she will do this. She's not quite sure if it's gonna have any kind of effect, but she'll like grab like a knife or something sharp, and will just kind of does this little finger prick that would normally just give like a drop of blood that would fall on the candle, not on the flame, but on the candle.
A bit of coagulated darkness just falls from it and onto the candle. Very weird.
Nausicaa is still taking notes.
And it evaporates on the flame. Anyway, you can now roll the practice roll and roll.
Yes. Thank you. I will roll practice roll.
This is, considering the size of the entity, I will say this is a spirit 3 summoning as opposed to spirit 2. Vulgar without witnesses, so difficulty is 7. That means the practice roll is also 7 in this.
I'm trying to find my. I don't think you put any of my XP spends on my sheet, because I'm trying to find my practice roll.
Yeah. It's Enochian, the skill you're using, which is the most.
Okay, check. Okay.
Use the flare rules.
Intelligence Esoterica then?
Yeah.
That's the practice roll.
Yep.
Discord this is gonna take a long time if we're gonna need to wait.
Let me roll. I have a separate dice roller on another Discord. I can just copy paste the results.
Thank you. That would be great.
I think we trust you, Carl. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't really need to copy paste. So it's 7d10 for the practice roll and 3, of course, for the Arate roll.
Got 2 successes on the practice roll, so that means it's 3, 5. And you get 3 successes. I will roll again. And get 4 successes, and that it's going to take some while. You have to make these adjustments, but eventually you will feel it's almost like a shiver along your back, like a kind of like a. If you've ever been in a mosh pit, the kind of like rush that you get from that is kind of filling you. Even someone who's never been remotely engaged in any kind of activity like that, like Nausicaa, feels it, and it's like a shiver up your spine, like kind of like that excitement, the anything can happen feel is just pulsating through you. And a girl is going to appear in the in the circle. She has like kind of spiky blue hair. Her hair is mostly brown, but like it's like spiked blue on the tips. She's leaning on on a sign that like seems to alternate its texts, so you can't really see what it is. It's like it can be like "down with the man," "fuck the police," "justice for so and so." Like the sign keeps changing its nature, and she has like on her shirt, like she has a white shirt with a few stains on it, a few pinkish sort of stains, and like a dove on it. And she will look around for a bit before smiling knowingly when she sees the shadow. Well, I see you're back now. I did wonder how long you would stay in that paradox realm. Who's your friend? Her accent also actually alternates. You kind of get you can get like a very like a "hey girl" kind of thing, and be like sort of valley girl at times, and at the same time suddenly go Aussie surfer chick, and then like damsel from the Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines game, where it's just like, I'm the dead mother of the these bitches.
Ava will, yeah, like the shadowy form of Ava will sort of, not necessarily bow, but you can see that it's taking on like a respectful position, and will will be like, this is Nausicaa. She's my friend. She asked me if I could summon you to show that what I'm telling is actually true because she has trouble believing it.
Mm-hmm. Well. I can. Well, it's nice to see that you have friends going for you. I hope the relationship is stable. So, what can I do? What you want to know? She does like the peace sign under her eye.
I would like to know more about you. Ava has said that you are helping her with magic.
Well, I'm helping her. I'm helping the little duckling over there with a lot of things. Foremost of which is that I saved her. I saved her from her own folly. I saved her from certain death, bound up, like a roast, like a piglet waiting for slaughter.
Why?
Well, I do like to break the status quo now and then. I have to say, and I was the mages like yourself make the world more interesting. So I gave her a hand. Obviously, I'm not a monster. I help those who need me, those who need my special kind of help, that is.
Nausicaa still has essentially a detect truth route going.
It's very cute to believe that will work here.
Okay. Yeah, she will basically eye it and say, well, we're always wanting more help. Would you be able to help me?
Of course. But that depends what kind of help you want, dearie. I can show you open your eyes up to a whole slew of new possibilities if you want to. If there's any enemies you want to pick, I can make them fall on each other. There's many things I can do. Many things. But it's only for those who are open to spiritual guidance. And as I can see in you, I see something a bit devoid of or lacking of interest in that department. Am I wrong?
You do not think that I wish for spiritual guidance?
Not my kind, no. You have a much more orderly sort of mind.
And
You like it?
Orderly minds?
I don't dislike orderly minds, but orderly minds and me are not necessarily compatible in the way one would think.
Why?
At least, not anymore. No, because I am the bringer of change. I am the herald of a new age. I am the one who brings people out of their stagnation and the status quo. I'm the one who rages against the man, who brings the machine to its knees, and do it all with a wink and a smile and a wisecrack.
And you wish Ava to help you to do this?
It's not so much about my want, but my services have a price. She got saved, and I taught her a few things, and in return, she has to abide by my values. And my values are to seek change, evolution, and growth in the world around us. I just want a better place for the world, a more interesting place. She helps me provide that. Now, I have to say, she was a bit naughty going off into a strange realm for a week, but the end result was worthwhile enough, I would say.
So you're for change, correct?
Indeed, I am. As you see that, like, her body shifts for a second, she loses the whole like riot girl process thing. she looks kind of like the housewife that has a blog where she writes really angry political opinions that are like, camouflaged with like, oh dearie, sweet me. You get what I mean? You know exactly the kind of person I'm talking about.
So you're for democratic process, things that change gradually, social stratas, correct? Am I misunderstanding?
Oh, no. My change comes quick. I am the one who brings change that comes I bring the change that comes now. Long-term change is just the after effect of what I do. She, a computer will manifest in front of her and she will start typing. And like the computer is sort of transparent, you can see it. She's currently writing an anti-vaccination article. The type, some. And then, her hair is going to grow black. Her skin is going to also darken. And she starts looking like, kind of like a civil rights activist in a way. But there's like a kind of like unrestrained anger behind her eyes. You get what I mean? Especially you can sense that with your like sense truth thing. Like, like she looks very, has the benevolent look to her. And it's not entirely false. There's this kind of like unrestrained, like eat the rich kind of thing behind her gaze as she, speaks. And now she has a much more authoritative, booming, I have a dream kind of voice to her.
I feel that you have misjudged me. I am all for change.
I'm not. You're a scientist. You believe in gradual change.
No. Change can come in many forms. We call it a different name in the scientific community, though. We call it entropy. Entropy is the way of the universe. Change comes. Nothing stays the same. There is no status. And eventually everything will be dispersed heat energy. Stars die. Planets.
Eventually everything will be silent, is the way I like to word it. But in essence, yes, I am the one who bring down the status quo. I'm the one who open up the pathway to change. And of course, the fire that I bring to the job, of course, can inspire change too.
Interesting.
I have many names, and I have many positions. Both of you wouldn't be able to comprehend half of them, but the bringer of change will suffice for you too.
So this eventual silence that you want for all of us, is it peaceful?
Interesting question. Is silence peaceful? That's not up to me to decide. The road to it? Oh, no. What? I mean, peace, after all, is so boring. One wants a bit of fire on the way. Not that I want war, mind you. War is not my business. He looks disdainfully at that. But I like to break up the monotony now and then. Play the Joker card, if you will. Anyway, I think that's enough for a first impression, eh? I am merely an avatar of the entity which I embody, but I also have things I have to do. Now, Ava dear, don't do anything silly. And I think you should get to a place more accommodating to you. As I understand it, you should have such a place at your disposal.
We do have
and with that, she is going to start fading. Anyway, nice to meet both of you, dearies. I hope we will see each other again soon enough. Or, I mean, I've met Ava before, but under different circumstances, and it was a different avatar than I at the time. Anyway, cha-di-la! And, and with that, she's going to turn back into the riot girl thing and just get the sign up on her shoulder, wink at the two of you, and poof. And it's like a very massive, the kind of riot girl mosh pit feeling, the kind of unrestrained anger, the want for change, like an oppressive, really powerful energy just leaves the room. at that.
Nausicaa's going to turn and just look at Ava and assess what Ava, whatever Ava's feeling right now, in her
I mean,
black monstrous form.
yeah, Ava's not really saying a lot. She's just there, actually observing Nausicaa as well. So,
Is that what you want?
yeah.
Final silence?
Have you heard it? You have. I know you've heard it at some point. Wasn't it when we were fighting Violet that it all of a sudden became silent? That silence. Didi's heard it too, after their war.
And what happens to the city in this final silence?
I don't know.
Cities don't tend to be silent, are they? They tend to be loud. People live in them. Shouting, cars, televisions.
I mean, are you sure that's not living up till that silence? Like, is that not what we're going for? A lot of noise, and then it's like you went to a great concert, and then you're at home in bed, and it's just silent. And you've had this beautiful loudness that you can think about when all around you there's nothing anymore. It brings a peace.
Well, you know I like quiet. How
Yeah.
are you enabling this? I'd like to know.
I mean, I haven't really done a lot yet. Just sometimes we need to. Actually, the thing that's interesting is there might be more to your chaos theory than. I might need to look into that. The scientific way of chaos. It's interesting.
Well, the spirit seems to be not what I expected. But she must have given you some small task. I'd like to know how you're going to bring about this big peace. You do know that I like peace and quiet.
Yes, you already said that. And no, she's not given me any specific tasks or something. And I am pretty sure that she does not expect me single-handedly to work the silence as you seem to think that I am. I'm not the main bringer of silence. That is her. I am just helping, I guess.
Well, how can we help? I want to help too. Now that we're friends again. You understand?
Are we?
Is the rotten liar thing in effect here?
I've studiously not lied with her, but I will absolutely roll it if you would like. Nausicaa
if
is
this
like,
is
she's making a point of not actually lying.
lies of omission and obfuscating the truth are still lies, even if they're more indirect.
Would my role be any easier then?
No, it would not. You are not that good about the whole secrecy thing. Being a rotten liar means being a rotten obfuscator of truth in general. You're very direct, unfortunately.
I botch.
Well then, you can explain what that botch entails, because
Sure, you get the idea that Nausicaa is pretty worried about this. She's clearly a bit freaked out and is probing you for information.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could already tell. You didn't
Yeah.
need to roll for that.
Yeah.
Because Alpha's reply was, "Are we friends then?"
Nausicaa looks at her and says, "Yes, Ava Lindgren is my best friend."
Mm.
And that's not a lie.
No. But if she considers me no longer being Ava, then, you know.
Well, you share the
So,
name.
Ava will slither over to where the rotting pieces of flesh from her arm and leg are. Will
I'm pretty
grab
sure we
one.
cleared them away.
No, none of you said you did. So I went by the default assumption that you just
Okay.
left them there.
And that's what I got from the ST, so I
Okay.
presumed that they were still there.
Yep.
So she'll pick up, like, a part of it. Probably, like, the arm or something.
But,
It
well,
takes effort. It takes a while before she's kind of, like, wrapping her shadowy extremities around it, and will carry it over to Nausicaa and kind of toss it on the floor in front of her and looks at her. What's more, Ava? That, as she points to the rotting pieces of meat, or me?
Nausicaa is going to look at her dead in the eye, or the two, like, little light eyes in the shadow. I think you're more Ava.
Really? Ava Lindgren is my best friend?
She is.
Yeah, she is. Not you are, no, she is. Ava is my best friend.
If you're Ava Lindgren, then isn't it the same thing?
But you implying that in that manner of voice, in that manner of tone, come on. Nausicaa, stop trying to win at word games.
I'm not trying to win at anything. I'm deadly serious. If you listen to me, if you are still Ava, then yeah, you're my best friend.
Yeah, I am Ava. I can tell you everything.
I believe you can. You don't even need to prove it.
But I doubt if you really want to help me. Because you sound sarcastic, Nausicaa.
I would like you to repeat exactly what you think that spirit's aim is for the city. Not poetically, literally.
Literally. I don't know what it wants with this city. But it was right. It told the truth when it said it wants to bring silence. Not just to the city. Just not a city spirit. I mean, you ask if you believe in such things, which I know you don't, but presume that you would believe in God and in Jesus. Would you ask Jesus what its plans are for New York? No. It doesn't care about New York. It doesn't care about the streets or this house. It doesn't care about the people who are living like 10 minutes away from here in the houses or asleep now. That's not the idea that God or Jesus would care about an individual or a town, a street, a city, whatever you want to call it. It's absurd. I mean, a
I would
spirit
argue.
like God views us as ants. Why would you think that a spirit of this size and magnitude would have a file that says New York that would literally describe what it wants with the city? And why would you even assume that it would tell me its plans? It's just told me what it wants. And that is the same thing as it just told you. And Alva is truthful about this, by the way.
I did go to church as a kid, and I think the revelation that God doesn't care about individuals, although I don't believe in a deity, I believe those that do believe that he cares deeply about them. When this final silence happens, Ava, what do you think happens?
I don't know. Peace and quiet.
And what does that entail? Sound regulation noises?
I mean, Nausicaa, really. You and I both know what it means.
Everything being dead?
I mean, sleep after a days of work. It's not bad.
But death is. Entropy is inevitable.
But you are talking of entropy, of death.
I am. And
We've
so are
been
you.
in the shadow world. No. We've seen what happens to those who die.
Not all of them. We don't know exactly how that works.
Exactly. So how do you expect me to explain the silence?
Ava, this silence you're talking of, what this spirit wants, it wants great upheaval. It wants chaos. It wants a degeneration of any kind of order that exists. Civilization, everything. And then eventual death.
So?
You will all hear like a whisper in the wind for a second, just like a slight humming in the air, vibration, just whispering. The silence is not only is the end of death too, and that's all. It's that's something.
Alpha will again kind of look at Nausicaa with a told you so sort of thing. Not that you can actually see that because fuck up shadows. But she'll just shrug and says, "Look, if you want to have light, you have darkness. If you want to have order, you have chaos."
In balance. What if I don't want to be silent? What if I want to keep. I want order.
Then you are the light to my shadow. That's fine. I have no problem with that.
Do you think you and your friends would, though?
I don't think my friend has an issue with that either.
It sounds to me like there would be an issue. It sounds to me like there would be a direct conflict.
I mean, I don't mind conflict.
Conflict between us?
I wouldn't like it to be between us. But conflict means progress. Means we're going to work together. You see? It's not bad. Conflict, progress, chaos, it's all the same thing.
Contrary to common belief, conflict usually does not bring progress. Conflict brings death and destruction, uncertainty, famine,
Yeah.
war, plague.
You know how they found penicillin?
I am aware.
See?
That was not through conflict.
Yeah. They wouldn't have found it another way. If that conflict hadn't been there, they would not have found it. The
And
thing
what about
is,
civilization?
What civilization has been there without war, without conquest? Your United States? Come on. The most peaceful country in the world? Come on. That's bullshit. You know that.
You're right. If it
Europe, then Europe, the the old world, the creme de la creme of culture, of art, of history.
You're quite
Most
right. In the 70 years since the end of the Second World War, there have been great advances. Before that, war on a mass scale.
Yeah. The thing is, people learn through conflict. If you don't take a step forward, you will never know what's there. But you will also, yes, there's a big chance that you're standing on someone else's turf.
And you think there's not enough of this already?
I think it's important that we understand what we're fighting for and that we don't give up. And that's what apparently you say you want. Order. Order is nothing changes, which means that once something is a fact, it remains a fact.
We
And
are
that
talking.
once something is a fact, only comes through change, through chaos, because that's what change brings.
You are using circular and incorrect logic.
How?
Order brings chaos brings change, but I'm not talking about total stasis. I believe in a natural balance, what already exists, things happening naturally. We're
It already
talking about
exists because
high-minded
there are
concepts.
people. It already exists because there are people who are stirring up chaos. Because there are people that are fighting the system. It also exists because there are people who are fighting to keep that system. So, if all those people would disappear, then there's nothing anymore. You need people like that. And I am one of those people. There's nothing wrong with that. Democracy is built on people protesting, on chaos.
It is also built on respect for the system that exists and working within its boundaries. The silence you're talking about. Either way, you are equating grand themes, like you said, order and chaos, in abstract ways. This silence, it's not concerned with, as you said, the minutiae of civilization, the chaos that exists within it. It wants to end all of it. It wants to bring the silence of the void. It wants to bring the heat death of the universe. Is that what you want?
I haven't really had much time yet to fully like work this out.
Do you trust me?
Yes.
If I told you there was a life and death situation, would you trust me and do what I said?
Yes, unless it brings me into conflict with her.
You're putting your loyalty to this spirit that you met mere weeks ago above your friendship with me.
I'm putting the logic that I received a few weeks ago and the life I want to lead, that I choose to lead, above our friendship. Yes. My own choices. I will put above our friendship. Why? You're asking me to step away from this.
I have not.
Then there's no problem.
Not yet. However, I do believe in some point your friends well, if they want silence, it would seem natural that they will want to silence the people that do not want them, do not want that. And I'll telling you, I do not want that.
Yeah, then we'll tackle that once that gets there, but I don't see how that would, like, I think there are way more things that can be done without like immediately going to do that. So no. And I'm cool, like, I'm cool discussing this with you. I'm cool fighting this with you. And yeah, she's as well.
Swell.
She is as well. Yeah, she's fine with us fighting, with you disagreeing on this. It's cool. We can have discussions about this. We can work out your theories. I'm down with this. But I think it's more important that we're gonna try and fight to get you back to the Hermetic Order. I think with this change, you're right that I don't belong there. Maybe I never did.
What do you
But it
mean
does
you're
not
right?
mean,
I never said you don't belong in the Order of Hermes.
well, they were right then maybe. I think. You said that I was rash. You said that I was
I
not
believe
thinking
you are
things
rash.
through.
I do not.
So that was clearly what the Order thought as well, and it was, according to your words, reason to expel me and expel you.
That was their
So
reason. I think it
yeah,
was overly harsh.
I agree
Expulsion from
with
the
their
Order is
reasoning.
serious.
I just disagree that they should not have kicked you out. But I don't think I want to follow their beliefs anymore. Doesn't fit me. So, how are we going to fight to get you back in? We're gonna need to look up cases and form a. Uh,
That's not possible. There is no such thing as an appeal process, except once every 3 years at the Grand Convention.
I mean, it may not be possible, but we're still gonna do it.
We have other things we need to put efforts into. The Yalms Vikings. We
We
still
will
need to
tackle
deal
that
with
as
the
well.
Union.
I agree. So, how about we will go and tackle all these things first? And you'll have time to see if you can and want to trust me and to trust me not apparently killing you, because I think that's what you're afraid of. I have your back, Nausicaa. I still have. And I'm willing to swear an oath to that.
There's no need to swear an oath. I believe you.
I hope so. Because it feels like you don't. Well, I guess thank you for talking. I I'd love to come with you, but crossing the street like this might raise a few eyebrows. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think you won. Yeah.
I will come back in the next few days, at worst.
Okay, sure.
I will also let the others know you're here. I hope you don't mind if they want to visit you. We have been worried.
Yeah, sure. Um, Look, I know you guys don't want me near you. I've heard you. So it's cool. I'll just stay here.
What do you mean you heard us?
I heard you talking here. Three of you. Now you distrust me.
We distrusted you. I think you can agree with good reason. We didn't know what's happening. Now we do know what's happening, don't we?
No, you do.
I do. And if you wish to explain it to the others, I'm sure they would listen.
I mean, Nausicaa, you're gonna go back to them and you're gonna explain how you feel about this and what has happened. I don't need to discuss this with them anymore because you will already have told them. You already have told them what happened and how you feel about this. You were talking about them, about me with them behind my back. That did
Because you
hurt.
were acting strange, because we were concerned about you.
Yeah, so you were gonna keep me out of the loop of any of your plans. Hmm?
People were dying.
All
We
of you
were
now live together, great, in this fancy chantry of yours, or new place that you want to have. Probably a skyscraper, I suppose. And you're just
naturally.
gonna leave me here, and they can visit me. Like I'm a prisoner, and it's visitation hours.
You're the
So,
one that said you have to stay here. I didn't say that.
I mean, I said I couldn't walk the streets. You see me walking the streets? I'm not gonna beg you to take care of me, Nausicaa.
You
But that
don't have to,
doesn't mean
Ava.
that I like being here.
Nausicaa's going to look at Ava and say, and I'm not going to roll any subterfuge dice because this is not a lie. Ava, I'm going to do everything in my power to make things right. I promise. I'm going to look after you. Don't worry. Okay? I'm glad you're back. I thought you were dead. I was worried.
I'm glad you're here, Nausicaa. But I know what you're saying.
What?
You're gonna help me, you're gonna fix me. Fine.
If you say as there's nothing to fix, then what have you got to worry about?
I mean, everything can be fixed. And fixing something can mean everything. You can shoot me in the head and it's fixing something. Might not be what I have in mind.
That is a rather perverse definition that I do not ascribe to.
I know you would never do that. It's fine. Go and I'll see you later.
Nausicaa's going to take the battery out of her phone and put it into Ava's phone so she'll have some battery in her phone. I'll get a new one. If you need anything, contact me. Okay?
As far as I know, ghosts don't eat. I don't know about shadows. Smoke. But well, I guess we'll find out.
I do not think this will last forever. We'll find some way to get you back.
Yeah. I don't need a phone.
And yeah. Scene as Nausicaa leaves.
As Nausicaa will leave, she'll see the phone kind of fly by. It was not aimed at her, but it was definitely aimed for her to see it.
That's all nice.
Sure. And yeah.
Yeah, we can end the scene there. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, Steve, for jumping in. And yeah, thank you, watchers, for watching. See you.